Alright, man, it's your boy Humble 2 times, you feel me? Back in that video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humble 2 times. Now look, so today's talking about why your reality changes, then falls back apart. Now look, for today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy that y'all's there to come rock with me, show me love and support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more than love, always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive feeling, and good positive energy towards everyone always deeply. Let's go ahead and get more deep into the video. Why your life is changing, but you keep falling back, right? So look, also, I'm still doing one-on-one calls. If you are serious about doing one-on-one calls, DM me the word shift on my Instagram at HumbleAli 2 times, or just DM me the word shift on this video, and I will get back to you. So look, right, let's get more into it, right? Let's go deeper, right? Your life is changing, but you keep falling back apart. Why is this happening? So look, right? So look, your life is changing. You're making progress. You're happy. You're excited that you're making progress, as you should. You're moving forward, right? Things are going your way. Things are going smooth. Things are going good. But then you end back, but then your life starts to shift, starts to take a rewind. You start going back to things that you told yourself you wasn't going to go back to. You start moving how the way you told yourself you wasn't going to move anymore. You start acting, you start thinking, you start feeling in these ways how you told yourself you wasn't going to move. So why is it that you go forward, then you reel yourself back in? What is going on? What's going on is that you need better structure, right? You stop doing it. Yeah, you stop doing it for 2 weeks. But after those 2 weeks are up, you start back doing it again. Why? It's something that you are missing. It's maybe not missing. It's something that needs to be added in, maybe so, because you'll stop doing it, but then you end up doing it. And then a lot of times people repeat this cycle and they repeat the loop over and over and over. Why? Because they're not figuring out the solution. They're just saying, oh, this is a problem, and then they continue to go about their day. Instead, this is a problem. Let me create and figure out the solution. Let me attract and manifest and create the solution so I don't keep repeating this problem anymore. And if I do encounter, if I do experience this problem again, I know how to solve it. Right? You want to know how to solve the problem. We don't have problems. We solve situations. We solve things. Right? Because you're not being consistent enough. You're doing good, you're changing, you looking better, you smelling better, you talking better, you moving better, you are being better, you are becoming better. But then you fall back. You get unmotivated. You get lazy. You get inconsistent. One of the key words in that sentence, inconsistent. You get inconsistent. You get consistent. Then you get inconsistent. No. Consistency builds what? Consistency builds momentum. Consistency builds progress. Consistency builds income. Consistency builds more confidence. Consistency helps you level up more, higher. Consistency makes you better. Consistency helps you get what you want. Use consistency as a positive tool. What you're doing is you're using consistency as a positive tool, but then you go back to this negative tool called inconsistency. You're being inconsistent. You need to get more consistent. If you get more consistent, you're going to be more sharper. You're going to be more focused. You're going to be more aware. Why? Because you're getting more consistent. This is why it's so imperative to figure out the solution. Because once you figure out the solution, you know what you need to do. You know what needs to get done. You know you need to close this door, and you know how to close the door. Yes, you know you need to close this door and you need to stop living this life, but do you know how to close this door? Do you know how to execute and delete this problem? You know it's a problem, but do you know how to delete the problem? Do you know what moves to make to delete the problem? It's a difference between I know how to do something, but do I actually know how to do it though? Do I know the certain directions and the certain tools and the certain things that I need to do to actually close this door and close this chapter so I can continue to move forward into these other chapters? Right? You keep falling back into these loops because you aren't getting structured enough. You aren't fully figuring out the problem, the solution. You aren't fully figuring out the solution. You're half figuring out the solution. Some of you are. And this is another reason why you keep going back to these old habits. This is why your life feels like it's falling apart again. Why does my life keep feeling like it's falling apart again? Is because you need to do more. You need to do better. You need to get better. You need to fully solve these problems, these situations, right? You're not fully solving the problem, right? It's like in school in a way. If you got a math problem, if you don't fully complete the problem, what you do? You done answered all the questions, but you keep coming back to that question because that's the only question you haven't fully solved yet. And that's similar to life. You're going to keep going back to that problem. That door still going to be open. That chapter of your life still going to be open until you finally figure out the solution. Because when you figure out the solution, now you can fully close that door. In other words, you can fully close that chapter out and you can move on to the next chapter without having to move on to the next chapter. And then you end up going back into your old life. You end up going back into your old chapter. Not anymore, because we've closed that door, or we're in the process of closing that door, right? So now when we move forward, we're not going back to that. We've already shut that door. That door is already been shut. We're on to the next door. In other words, we are on to the next chapter. We are already on, some of us are already on the next chapter, right? Excuse myself, right? You need to focus up more. Question yourself more in positive ways. Realize why you are doing the things that you are doing. Ask yourself, why do I do the things that I am doing? Why am I not doing certain things? And why am I doing certain things? Why do I dress like this? Why do I like doing these things? Why do I feel uncomfortable doing these things? You feel comfortable doing what you shouldn't be doing, but you feel uncomfortable doing what you know you need to be doing. Why is that, self? Why do we feel that way? Say it in your head, write it down, whatever you got to do, and I mean this positively, to get better focus, to get better structure. In other words, to get a better grasp, a better understanding, a better overstanding of self, of who you are as a person, of who you are as a man, as a woman, as a goddess, as a god, of who you are, right? You need to start tapping into yourself more. And I mean this positively, right? You keep falling back because you're not fully moving forward. If you're fully moving forward, you're not going to fall back, right? If you fully got the brakes on drive and you don't ever put it in reverse, you're not going to go in reverse. You put in your life on drive, then you get distracted, then you put the gear back in reverse. You getting off task, you getting distracted. It's not about trying to ignore it, because that creates more energy. Stay focused. Stay focused. No, we're not trying to ignore it or act like we don't see it. No, we see it. We see it, but we keep moving forward. You see what I just did? I peeped it. Okay, cool. I'm going to keep hitting the gas. I'm going to keep the gear on drive. Not, I see it and I'm going to go in reverse. No, I see it. I'm going to continue to keep going on drive. In other words, I'm going to continue to keep moving forward with my life. I'm not going to move backwards. You want a different life, but you're moving backwards. To get a different life, you got to move forwards. You trying to get something, but you going in reverse. Right? You see what I'm saying? You trying to step out your house, but you trying to do it by opening the bathroom door. The bathroom door leads to the bathroom door. It don't lead to the outside door. Vice versa. You got to stop living so backwards. Because when you living backwards, guess what you're going to get? You're manifesting backwards energy. You're attracting backwards energy. Your results are going to be backwards energy. Why? Because that is the energy that you are giving out. If you are a negative person, people are going to be negative to you. If you are a positive person, people are going to be positive to you. Now, this doesn't always mean that people are going to always be negative to you. This doesn't mean people are going to always be positive to you. But what it does mean is that a lot of times people are going to be what energy that you give out to them. For some of you, maybe so. What I am saying is that with the energy that you give out, it's the energy that you get back in return. Whether that's from other people, situations, whatever the case may be, whatever energy you give out, that's the energy you get back in return. I'm going to go deeper. Whatever energy you give out, that's the results that you get back. Whatever energy you put out, that's the results that you've earned. You earned those results. I'm not telling you to beat yourself up about your results, but those are the results that you earned, because those are that's you put in a certain type of energy or energies. And because of that, you got these results back in return. Take better control of your life. Take better care of yourself. Do more self-care. Do more self-respect. Do more self-healing. Do more self-love. Focus on who? On you. Say it with me. Focus on who? On you. When you focus more on you, the focus naturally becomes more on you. People naturally attract and come to you. You don't even have to come to them. They come to you. This does not mean if you see something that you like, you don't have the option to go up to it. No, if you see something that you like, you most definitely have the option to go up to it if you please. Right? Focus on you. You're naturally going to help people when you focus on you. You can't truly help people if you're not even truly helping yourself. And to help yourself, you have to do what? You have to focus on yourself. And why do you have to focus on yourself? Because to do anything, you need energy. Everything is energy. To focus, you have to do what? You have to be using your energy. Like I've said multiple times, the answers are within you. Pour more into your own cup. If you're a person that likes to help a lot, I love helping. Pour more into your cup. By you doing that, you'll be able to pour into their cup more too. You know why? Because you pour more into your cup. A lot of things start with self first. I'm going to repeat that. A lot of things start inward. A lot of things start with self first. And it's not always the easiest thing to do, but it's not just about it being always easy or always not being easy, always hard. It's also about what are you going to do with your life? Rather if it's easy today, rather if it's hard tomorrow, rather if it's medium, it's kind of hard, kind of easy, roller coaster, whatever the case may be. What are you going to do with your life, with your energy? But look, man, like I said, if you're serious about doing a one-on-one call, DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli 2 times, the word shift, and I'm going to get back to you. Or just comment on this video, the word shift, and I'm going to get back to you. I love y'all, man. So much more to love, always deeply. I catch y'all for Mel's on the next one, man. Peace.